So we're going to discuss how to use excludes to do some pretty interesting error finding. And so let me use an example here. We're going to search for object flows that come out of decision nodes that don't have guards. So with that, we're going to get started here and create an opaque behavior. So we're going to do flows without guards. And so first thing we're going to do is create our parameters, and this is going to return activity edges, which is both object flows and control flows, and these are going to be the return out of this function, and it'll return 0 to many. So that we first define what the opaque behavior is going to return, and now we need to go ahead and write the query that does it. So we're going to come here to body and language. We're going to change this to structured expression, and we're going to begin by first collecting all of the decision nodes in the entire model. And so our first step here, make sure you turn expert on, is to search for decision nodes, and the scope is the whole project. So that's the first thing we've done. So we've created a find to get every decision node. Now we want the outgoing object and control flows from those. So here is a meta chain. We're going to start this, and we're going to start with decision node as our basis, and we'll go to outgoing, and we'll go ahead and we will set these to object and control flows. Now we need to start this somewhere, and so we're going to take the context this and drag that find onto it. So what that means is that first we're going to find all the decision nodes in the project and feed those into this meta chain. So this is basically return every control flow and object flow that happens to come out of a decision node. Now we want to go ahead and subtract out the ones that have guards. So let's go ahead and create an exclude here. Notice I've been working the whole time in the structured expression builder, and this is going to be the from, so I just drag it on here. And so now we have the from set is all of them, and we want to exclude those that have guards. So I'm going to hold the control key down and drag this onto the excluded. So that basically makes a copy. So what's special about these? Well, they are going to have guards. And I'm hitting and inserting another line here, and then doubling back to activity edge of guard. So basically I go from the node to the activity edge to its guard, and then I double back to the activity edge. So this is what I call a double hop or a round trip. So you can do this for documentation. You can do this for state transitions to make sure they have triggers. There's any number of error checks that we're going to run that depend on this, where we collect all of a set and then we exclude those that have the property that we care about. So in this case, we're making the round trip to find and eliminate those that have guards. So I'm going to say OK, and we're done. Now I just have to make a table that displays this, and so I'm going to go to create diagram, a generic table. So flows without guards. I'm going to set my row types to both control flows and object flows. And I just have to come in here to my scope, and we go ahead to the operation from model, and we select the flows without guards. And that will run and return any flows that don't have guards. So apparently none of them meet those criteria. And so we're going to go ahead and have to create one here. So I'm just going to create a decision node here, and we'll put one back here that does not have a guard. And if I come back here and refresh it, so this verifies that there is no guard on that. And so I could come in here and again just navigate back to it, select the containment tree, go ahead and open up the diagram. I can fix it, correct it, add the guard, and take care of it that way. So I will go ahead and I will add a set of numerous quality checks driven by opaque behaviors in the Nemo hypermodel that I'm releasing, but that's how we do it. A lot of these will be this double hop where we collect a set of elements, We then meta chain away from them using some criteria and then hop back to themselves, and we use the exclude functionality to let us see the ones that fail that quality check.